This is a special edition of Late Night Health. I'm Mark Alyn. We're going to go to Atlanta, Georgia, and we're going to spend some time with Mommy Talk Show host Joyce Brewer. And we're going to talk about teaming up with Band-Aid Brand to build personalized first aid kits. And I'm interested in this because I live in California. Joyce is in Atlanta. Would there be any difference in what goes into those first aid kits, Joyce?
I really don't think so, Mark, because a lot of our families are just excited to get out this summer and have a lot of fun. My son is 12 years old, so he's into his scooter, his skateboard. You know, we pull out the sprinkler. He wants to go to the pool. He wants to go to, adventure parks and all sorts of things like that with his friends. But I really want to remind parents that, summer is here. Memorial Day is gone, so it's already the beginning of summer. And it's important to have a personalized first aid kit on hand for all of the fun that you have planned this summer. To make sure I'm ready, I put together a go-to first aid kit that I can keep with me on the go. I like it because I can throw it in a bag. I can keep it in the backseat of my car. It always includes Band-Aid brand adhesive bandages that have long been a staple in my family's medicine cabinet. And Band-Aid brand is the #1 recommended doctor brand, the best quality bandages for all your bumps and scrapes. So I was delighted to team up with Band-Aid brand and give parents this reminder to start thinking ahead now and getting their first aid kits ready.
One of the things that occurs to me is that with all the bumps and scrapes that kids and parents do, because, dads want to get on the skateboard along with the kid, right? And right? That may be, except for me. I will sit on a skateboard, but I want to protect my knees. What about for younger kids? Would there be something different in that first aid kit?
Well, you can keep all of your kids, their age ranges, their activity levels covered with the Band-Aid brand, first aid kit that you can build on your own. For littler kids, they may be Disney fans. So there's the Band-Aid brand Lightyear Bandages that feature Buzz Lightyear on them, which is very popular. And it even has his sidekick socks on there. So kids are going to love those designs. As an African-American mom, we have friends from all backgrounds, colors, shades, skin tones. So we really love the Band-Aid brand OURTONE Adhesive Bandages. They come in 3 shades of brown, so it can match any of your friends or little ones who are over to help them, celebrate their diverse skin tones. And let's say, you're going to the pool. My son is anxious to get a pool play date on his calendar as soon as possible. So when we're getting in the water, we want to make sure we have the Band-Aid brand Water Block Flex Bandages because they're waterproof and they're designed to stay on even when wet. So they're flexible too. So you don't have to feel like when you're in the pool like it's going to be too tight on a knee or an elbow. They're flexible. They have 4-sided seal adhesive. It's all designed to keep that pad dry while you're in the water. It's going to block out the water, the dirt, and the germs so that your child's cut or scrape can heal and, everyone will feel better.
What else should go into that first aid kit?
Well, the thing that I wish my parents had back in the day that our kids get to enjoy is that Band-Aid brand has a pain-relieving antiseptic wound cleansing spray. The great thing about this is that this spray does not sting. Back in the day, our parents used to clean out our scrapes and bruises and, things would burn and, all sorts of things on there. But you can, relieve your child's anxiety and letting them know that this Band-Aid brand wound cleansing spray is no sting. So it's going to help clean the wound. It's going to help relieve any of the pain that they have from their minor scrapes. It also has benzalkonium Cl. It's a first aid antiseptic that effectively kills 99% of germs, and that's going to help prevent infection.
That's terrific. I know that when I was a kid, I hated when my mom or dad, they have to hold me down, and at that time they were using it was a red thing, and it would stain your skin, right? You remember that? That was
I do remember that.
Yeah, that was terrible. what are some other must-haves, and are they different by age? I mean, you mentioned, the colorful Buzz Lightyear bandages for young kids. Are there anything else that would go in for older kids, even up into the teenage years?
Especially because the older kids are probably going to be, riding bigger bikes, doing these, getting on, their skateboards and things like that. And even my husband, I have to keep Band-Aids handy for him because he does most of the cooking. And he also, is out in the yard. He plans to relocate the garden. So having the Band-Aid brand flexible fabric bandages are great because that flexibility is going to allow you to cover that cut or that scrape, but let you keep doing what you need to do. So I would definitely recommend those for older kids, to having the Band-Aid brand flexible fabric bandages handy, so they can stay active but also keep their cuts and scrapes covered.
I do a cooking show, a live cooking show, and a couple weeks ago I actually cut myself while we were cooking live, and I bled all over the place. I should have had those Band-Aids right there. Yeah, nothing worse than seeing red blood in a green salad. It was terrible. But those would be very useful for people who are cooking, and especially if you're going outside and, doing camping or barbecuing, something like that. And if you're klutzy like me, it's a perfect thing, right?
It sounds like you need a first aid kit in your studio for when you're doing your cooking segments. And yes, it's important to keep a first aid kit. I like to keep one in the car. I have some Band-Aids in my purse. I've handed them out on the playground to other moms and dads whose kids, had a spill or a fall and had a scrape, and you can just give them that Band-Aid, and it kind of just takes the edge off of that moment because kids see that Band-Aid and they're like, oh, okay, something else I could focus on instead of, the pain or whatever they're experiencing. So that's why I like to keep them handy.
Very quickly, you're an award-winning talk show host and personality, and you live at mommytalkshow.com, right?
Yes, so my blog is mommytalkshow.com. I share videos about, right now I'm dealing with raising a 12-year-old who thinks he knows everything. So we're embracing the tweens and all of the phases and, the bumps, the emotional bumps and bruises that come with raising a 12-year-old. But on my Facebook page, I also like to keep up to date with moms about talking with your kids about some serious topics or dealing with things that they may be seeing. So I really like to engage with moms on my Mommy Talk Show Facebook page too.
Well, we encourage people to visit there. Is there, where can people find out, moms who have kids of all ages, where can they go for more information?
So the Band-Aid brand Build Your Own First Aid Kit promotion is only available at your local Target store or at Target.com. So we all go to Target for our favorite things. But you can get that First Aid Kit promotion from now until mid-October, and it's while supplies last. So we're reminding parents now to go out there, get those essentials, pick out that free complimentary bag that Band-Aid brand has for you to put all your essentials together and keep them with you this summer.
And the place to go is Target, and you can also look at it at Target.com. Listen, Joyce, thank you very much for joining us here on Late Night Health.
Great to talk to you, Mark.